It was such a out there theory. It was so fabricated that I was like, I couldn't register the what it will become. I got that call first. I had to break the news to Rhea. She was not aware. Both of them were just there for each other, and I don't want to go back there, but yeah, it was a beautiful relationship. Somehow, in that moment, if you were speaking pro Rhea, people were taking it as anti Sushant for some reason. Rhea or her entire family got even a minute to digest the loss that they suffered. We didn't even think that an arrest was possible, right? Because there was no factual truth to it. When she was walking out and all the journalists were shoving the mics in her face and the cameras, when she came back home that day, nobody knows this. Sorry, give me a second. She had bruises all over her arms. Pain. I remember how shattered Rhea was, Shovik was, Indrajit was, Sandhya was. They all treated him like family. He treated them like family. Nobody wanted to really focus on what is the truth. And everybody just wanted this lovely person to hate during COVID. And they found her, unfortunately. She became the scapegoat. Rhea's lost her career. She couldn't do any film. Like 5 years of loss of career, loss of opportunity, mental harassment, mental health, ostracization, loss of life, loss of opportunity. Being she's a shattered person. She's strong, but she's shattered. And there was so much fear, when you step out of your house and you feel like every eye is looking at me, everyone is after me.
Hi Nidhi,
Hi, Nawaz.
how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Very well. So, first of all, Nidhi, congratulations that your friend has finally gotten a
Thank you.
clean sheet in the. But I want to begin asking you firstly, how did this friendship start? When did it become so strong?
So I've known Rhea socially, but we became thick. We actually worked on a film together called Half Girlfriend, and we met on the sets there. And I don't know, it was an instant connection, and we really connected on a. We met in Cape Town actually. We were there for a shoot, and it was do or die from day one for us. I don't know. It was just an instant connect. And Rhea is just an amazing person. She's a giver. She's a solid friend. She's textbook friendship. She's amazing. And I don't think we had an option. The connect was very, very strong. And it's lasted through the years. And I think it's a bond for life.
And you've been with her through thick and thins. I was so just few days back when she got clear with all the allegations in the Sushant Singh Rajput case. I read the post also that you put for her that it was a life that was damaged here, and not just one, but an entire family's life was put to stake with all these allegations.
Yeah.
So, when you also got to know about this initially, when Rhea was blamed, what was your reaction?
It was disbelief. I never thought it would stick. It was such a out there theory. It was so fabricated that I was like, I couldn't register the what it will become. The first time I heard of this, I thought people have just gone mad and it's going to correct itself like tomorrow morning. None of us were prepared for what it became.
But you knew her very well as an individual, but did you also know them quite well as a couple?
Definitely. Full of love. It was a beautiful relationship. What I witnessed was pure love and support from both sides. Both of them were just there for each other. And I don't want to go back there, but yeah, it was a beautiful relationship.
Amazing. And then something very unfortunate happened where, Sushant Singh Rajput committed suicide. There was a lot of buzz around it. And in all of this, in the center got trapped Rhea.
Hmm.
What so what was what was her headspace like when all this happened? Were you all in touch constantly when she was being blamed for this?
Yes, we were in touch constantly, and I don't think Rhea or her entire family got even a minute to digest the loss that they suffered because they were immediately, they had just started grieving. They were shocked at first. Everybody was shocked. All of us were shocked that what the hell just happened. And before they could start grieving properly, they were thrown into this, survival mode to just go out there and defend themselves on these baseless allegations. They couldn't sit and even mourn properly. I mean, how brutal can life be that you're not even given a minute to mourn someone you loved? That's just absolutely. I think that is the biggest calamity that has come out of all of this. That they were not even given a chance to mourn properly.
But also, so what do you think worsened the situation for Rhea?
I honestly can't answer that. I mean, I think about this. I think all of us think about this every night till date before we go to sleep. That could we have done something differently? Could something have been done that all this could have been avoided? But and the only image that keeps coming to my mind is the shock when it became very real. And I think that image also went very viral. And when she was walking out and all the journalists were shoving the mics in her face and the cameras, when she came back home that day, I mean, nobody knows this. Sorry, give me a second. She had bruises all over her arms. She had bruises on her face because people had shoved her. Cameras were literally, sorry. That image is very brutal. When I go back to that moment, I don't want to, none of us want to relive it. And that was very real. That made it very real that, oh no, this is not ending. This is just beginning. This is just starting. And I remember feeling completely helpless, not knowing what to do. And I remember looking at her. I was with her mom. We were both watching the TV together. And that face that I saw, I'm a mother. I will never forget the face that I saw, the reaction that I saw, the way she fell down on the floor. And I'm sorry, I'm speechless. I don't know what to say. It was the most devastating moment, I think, of their lives and also of something that I witnessed personally. And then what followed later was, I don't have words for it.
And when the very first allegations came on Rhea, were you all together? Were you also around when the very
I mean,
first?
I was around them. I don't think, I don't know, I don't remember if we were sitting together in the moment this happened, but yes, we were constantly in touch. We were talking, and like I said, there was a lot of disbelief first, right? None of us could process it. That where does this come from? This is a loving family. This was a loving relationship. I mean, the person who's gone, everybody is grieving. We are grieving the loss of, well, not really given a chance to grieve properly, but everybody was coming to terms with what has just happened. How did this happen?
Yes.
How did this happen? And I remember the confusion. I remember the pain. I remember how shattered Rhea was, Shovik was, Indrajit was, Sandhya was. They all treated him like family. He treated them like family. They were a unit. And to lose a part of your unit is brutal. And to not be given a chance to even grieve that person is even more brutal. I don't know what could be worse. So I was around and I saw how they broke down. I saw the devastation that was already happening with them internally. Their mental health was already suffering, and it just snowballed from there.
So also, while Rhea lost a loved one, there was this also, these allegations, this media trial that happened, which was too much for her to deal with. At that time, as a friend, to what extent could you be there for her, and to what extent did you feel helpless?
I often think about this as what Rhea went through was unprecedented. I don't think anybody in this country has seen what happened. And if it had happened, I mean, I don't wish this on an enemy. If this would have, but if this had happened to somebody who was probably more powerful, who had more affluent friends or circles that they move in, they could have dealt with it better. I feel that Rhea needed an army, and all she had was foot soldiers. And it was so helpless. That feeling was so helpless to see them be their life being ripped apart, see the whole family being destroyed, devastated, and not being able to really do anything except just be there and hold them through it and just do whatever they want. And they wanted to lead with grace. Like I told you, when that moment happened and, she came home bruised, I clicked pictures. I wanted to put it out there on social media. And the whole family said, no, we don't want to create any drama. We just want this to end. We want to be able to grieve. We want this to get over with. We don't want to extend it. Do not put these images out there. So I respected their wishes. I didn't put it out there, but I still have those images on my phone. And I don't obviously revisit them, but I'm saying that this is the grace that they were showing, just a very small anecdote of how they were so graceful and so strong and so resilient through it all, knowing that, okay, we've got the truth on our side and it's going to prevail. And thank you to the judiciary that the truth has prevailed. I mean, I'm so glad that my faith is reinstated in the judiciary of a country, and I'm so, so grateful that they've given a justice.
Was there ever a moment or time where people around you told you कि अरे तुम इस केस में मत पड़ो, ये तुम भी फंस जाओगी?
all the time, all the time. Everybody, I mean, everybody from family, friends to random people to, I don't know. I also used to, all of us who were, there were a handful of us, girl gang. Priya had a girl gang, an army of
Yes.
Durgas who was standing with her and their significant others. But like Anisha, me, Rhea, Shibani, like there were 4, 5 of us. And we used to just think that, you know what, uh, we have no choice but to tide this through with her. We have to hold her hand. And, you know, it's so funny how much strength they used to give us in this. Looking at them, we would feel stronger. We knew that we were very little, we were a handful, but we know that together we could be a fist. And that's what we became. And I'm just so grateful and lucky that we went through it. There were many moments when we thought that how will we come out of it? How do we fight this? You know, is there something that we can do? We were begging and pleading people to, you know, talk for us, talk about Rhea, that people who have known her, people who have known the family, to talk about how lovely and wonderful they are as people. But I guess nobody wanted to talk. There was a wave of hatred and everybody was riding that. Nobody wanted to really focus on what is the truth. And everybody just wanted this lovely person to hate during COVID. And they found her, unfortunately. She became the scapegoat.
Yes, very true. Also, I want to know that the day, so having, as in my career, I have met Sushant multiple times. And the day I got to know that this is what has happened and he is no more, I was very shocked. I was very devastated. Because, as journalists also, when you know a person and you are really fond of somebody, it is very different. For y'all had known him even closely. What was your reaction when you found out that he was not around anymore?
Shock, shock, disbelief, because in fact, I got that call first. I had to break the news to Ria. She was not aware. I got the call first from a journalist who knew that I was close to both of them and called to ask me that we've heard that this has happened. Is it true? And I was like, are you mad? And I called up Ria and I said, listen, in the news, just make sure, like, reach out. There was whatever was going on there. I don't want to revisit the past again, but she didn't know. I made her aware of it. And that was the first time she found out. And she was also in disbelief shock. We didn't believe it because she was not with him. He was not with her. We had no contact. So we didn't know. It took about, I think, about 15, 20 minutes, half an hour to confirm that this has actually happened. And Ria was at her place. I was at my place. And I was talking on the phone. And I remember that because she was not answering after I told her this, I wanted to call back and reconfirm that what happened eventually get through. I could just hear everyone crying hysterically, and I knew that the news is true. And then I rushed to their house, but it was heartbreaking for all of us. It was such a beautiful, lovely person, warm human being. I mean, anybody who knew him loved him, right? And the ones closest to him obviously loved him even more. So it was devastating. It was very, very painful. I don't think that still it's difficult sometimes to come to terms with the fact that such a brilliant life is no more. It's tough.
Absolutely. And one news which was so catastrophic. After that, soon after that, what followed was another big shock, which was Ria's arrest. How did the family, how did you friends take that? Like, what was that moment?
Helplessness. It was absolute panic, absolute helplessness of how are we going to fight this? Because we didn't even think that an arrest was possible, right? Because there was no factual truth to it. There was no way this could have been proven right, because there was not one small element that was true in the whole allegation, the fake allegations that were made. So it was unbelievable. And when this happened, it was so helpless. We didn't know who do we reach out to. It was also COVID. You couldn't just go out and meet people. And, it was just such a restrictive, suffocating, sad environment. And I'm telling you, it's really, Uncle, Auntie was shattered. Ria and Shovik and Indrajit and Sandhya, they were like, I'm telling you, a case study needs to be done on how they have handled themselves through it, because they held it together so well. They were each other's strength. Obviously, I saw them breaking down, but even in that destruction, you could see that there is strength. Even when they were breaking down, like I've seen that, Auntie, she lost her voice. She lost her voice. She couldn't talk. And when she would talk, sometimes she was incoherent. You couldn't tell what she was saying. She used to stand in front of the mandir all day with her hands folded, and she would just constantly, I'm talking hours, not 5 minutes, 5, 6 hours, she would be standing in front of the mandir, just constantly chanting and praying for protection. Indrajit, the father, was constantly trying to think of ways, talking to people. What can I do? Somebody help my kids. It was, I don't have words. I cannot describe what it was to witness what was going on in that family. That small boy, Shovik, he was 23. He was
Yes.
23. In all of this, he was giving his CAT exams, which he aced 96% because he's such a cerebral kid. He's such an intelligent, smart kid who had a glorious future. Couldn't. He got admission in most of the prestigious institutions, but he couldn't go. Ria's lost her career. She couldn't do any film. Like 5 years
Yes.
of loss of career, loss of opportunity, mental harassment, mental health, I don't know, ostracization, loss of life, loss of opportunity. Where do you begin? So much was taken from them. So much.
So media vilified her. Society vilified her. But did the industry also vilify her?
No. I mean, at least the industry that I know, everybody knew. You know, the thing is that somehow in that moment, if you were speaking pro Ria, people were taking it as anti Sushant for some reason.
Yes.
And that is so bizarre to me that either you agree with them that the allegations are true or you're against Sushant. That is just bizarre because we all love Sushant. We all have respect for Sushant. We have so much love for him. We grieve his loss, but at the same time, Ria is innocent. Both things are true. And just the industry was good. They were like, I think it was COVID. So anyways, it's not like anybody was meeting anybody, but there were messages of support, not as openly, honestly, as I would have liked, but it was there. It wasn't missing.
Also, somewhere, Sushant's family's reaction was there. That also one of the reasons why things further worsened for them, for the Chakraborty family.
You know, to be very honest, I don't even want to comment or speculate on Sushant's family. They have their own journey. They've gone through a very deep loss themselves. How they process it, how they break it down, what is their coping mechanism? I'm nobody to comment on it. I just know what I saw with the Chakrabartis. I mean, I sent so much healing, love, and prayers to Sushant's family because they've suffered a huge loss. You cannot undo what happened to them. At the same time, I support my friend. I wish her healing. I wish her peace. I hope she gets her life back. And I just hope that the way the fall was so loud and noisy, I just hope that the resurrection can also be noisy and give her back something.
When Rhea was in jail, did you go and meet her there when she was there?
No, like I said, it was COVID. We weren't allowed to go
Yes.
and meet her, right? And she would get, I think, a video call with her family, but we would allow them that space for her to talk to her parents. And whatever messages we had, we would send through because it was limited time. They had so much to discuss and talk. So, but yeah, we were around. We were looking after the mother and father. Can you even imagine? Like I said, I'm a mother of a 5-year-old. At that point of time, my son was just about 2 or 3 months old. He was just born, and I cannot imagine, leave alone both your kids taken away from you, put in jail when you can do nothing, and on baseless accusations. Like, how do you prove their innocence when nobody's listening? But again, I come to the point that the legal system came through. They turned it around and they've given the closure. I just feel like I don't know. Like I say, I don't have the answers to this, but I just hope that we can find a way as a society to undo the damage. I hope that on the road, people come up to Riya and the family and say, "We are sorry. We are sorry that we did this to you."
But you think will a sorry bring back the precious time that has been
I
lost,
don't
the
think
damage that
any
has been done?
I don't think anything can bring back what has been taken from them. It's intangible. It's not replaceable. But I think that by offering them support, you can start the process of healing a little bit because they've just been firefighting for so many years. I mean, imagine it's a family led by an army officer, Indrajit, and he's led with strength and grace, and the whole family has dealt with the whole situation with strength and grace, and they've just been firefighting, survival, survival, survival. I just hope that we as a society can give them comfort where they can just sit down and breathe and not feel like everybody's attacking them for just breathing, you know?
And to this entire, situation, this entire incident, how, to what extent has it changed Ria? Like the Ria you met on the set of a film, to the Ria who's been through, endured all of this. What has been taken away from her? Like what part of her personality has drastically changed now?
A lot, yeah. I think that she's changed a lot. Both Shovik and Rhea, they've had to grow up overnight, right? She was 27, like I said, he was 23.
Yes.
Hardly any age. Shovik was a kid. Rhea was like on the brink of just starting to understand who she is, excited for a career, for a life, and she was she still is very bubbly. Like I will say that, has this changed Rhea? Yes, but not in a way that it hasn't broken her spirit, is what I can say. That she's still the reason that the whole family has been able to come out of this, and they are still sitting here, they are still rebuilding, and they're still looking forward to the future very positively. And every day they wake up and they have a smile on their face, is because the love between the four of them is so strong, and they held on to their truth so tight that they got so much strength and grace from it that I don't think anybody could. Maybe they dimmed it for a while, their shine and their zest for life, but it's coming back on. The knob is turning again.
And the scar is definitely there, because, and why I say this is because during the roadies audition, like right now Ria is a judge on roadies, and during one of the episodes, I remember she got very emotional, saying that she still feels like an outcast in the society. And when a contestant came, she could relate to him on those grounds. So, as a friend, how do y'all make sure that, that spirit that probably was dimmed comes back? As friends, how do y'all help around Ria now? Like,
With
in
Rhea, all she needs as a personality is not, you don't have to sit and psychoanalyze or give her gyan. You just have to be there and sit with her. And, she likes things being normal. If she has something to discuss, she will discuss it herself. It's not like we sit and we keep talking about this. She has always believed in moving forward, always believed in looking ahead. Her glass is always half full. And I think that's the whole family. And that's the reason I don't think any other family could have come out of this sort of a trauma, this sort of an ostracization the way she has. She had so much, and it wasn't easy. So I don't think that she ever walked around like with arrogance that I don't care, people can say anything. No, it affected her a lot. It took a lot of her confidence. If you see her interview from the past, how she's looking, she's a shattered person. She's strong, but she's shattered. And there was so much fear, when you step out of your house and you feel like every eye is looking at me, everyone is after me, everyone wants to, everyone is judging me, and God knows what all they're thinking about me. In that moment, all you have to do is just stand next to her, and that's enough strength. That's all the strength that she needs, because she's inherently a strong person. We were just around her, and around the family, and just there for the small needs, because the bigger needs none of us could take care of. But
absolutely.
we were trying to make their everyday life, which actually they are such basic people. Happiness for them is a good meal, a good home cooked meal. And that's all they craved. And we would sit around the table, have a good meal, have a few laughs, and that's therapy for them. They don't need like a big life, or they don't want to go to, I don't know, Hakkasan. They are very happy sitting at home with a nice home cooked meal and having good conversations. And that's the core.
Also, when this happened, Ria was 27, but Shovik was very raw. He was just 23. You don't have an understanding of the world at that age. How much did this incident change him, and how much has he bounced back to life after that?
This incident has completely changed Shovik.
Okay.
That child that I knew is gone. He's an adult, mature person now who's hustling to build a life. I don't think, again, like I say, I don't think any other kid could have come out like this, where he came out with so much of willpower to rebuild and to make something. And thankfully, they have the brand now, Chapter 2, which thankfully is doing well. And it just goes to show, it's just a testament to the fact of the resilience they have, how they have risen from the ashes like the phoenix. They have rebuilt. Industry didn't give Ria work. She said, I'll do something else. Shovik was not given admission in any of the institutions. They both decided, put their heads together, said, we need to do something. We have to make money. And they started this brand from ground up, did the research, put in the work. They're still hustling. They're still making it happen. And the brand is doing well. So I mean, through this process, imagine building a brand from ground up when you've never done a business, being 23 years old at that point of time. And now at 27, he's had to do all of this. It's a changed man. It's not the same boy who I knew. It's not the same child who wanted to, just have fun, study, go join a college. This boy is someone who wants to make a life. This man now is someone who wants to make a life, who wants to build a life, who wants to make money, who wants to bring stability to his family. He's just become a responsible man. He's not a boy anymore. And that's really sad because he's lost his youth. He's lost his carefree days. He never got to live them.
And Shobik was denied admissions, or he voluntarily chose not to take them?
Was denied admissions, and even if we had to work it out, he was denied admissions because there's a case going on, right? And also, even if he had to, he was not available, right? He was not here to join an institution. It just didn't work out for him, and it's just like he missed that. It was just unfortunate what happened. It was very, very unfortunate because he deserved his education. He deserved to go in the best institute. He deserved his old dreams to have been lived, but well.
Well, I really don't know what to say, because what has been done, it cannot be undone. There is only, one sorry that can make a small difference to the lives that have been affected. So, we can all just be there for the family, be there for them, be there for Ria and Shovik, and give us support. And, thank you so much that as a friend, you are coming out and, speaking about this now, because it was much needed, I feel.
No, it was, honestly, I would have spoken a long time back. But firstly, no one asked me because I had nothing controversial to say, I think. And then secondly, even if somebody had asked me, like I said, the family was leading by example. They just wanted to be silent and strong. And they didn't want any controversy to come from their side. And that's what they told and requested all the friends who were around, that don't say anything. We just want to silently come out of this. And that's what they have done. But I must tell you about Shovik, there was this. When he was giving all this was happening, his exams were going on, and I remember that it was COVID time, and I was sitting with him because he was in the car, and he kept saying that internet wasn't working, and he was desperately running helter skelter trying to find how to give the exam. And in the middle of all of this, there's so much stress, so much tension. He's come to my house. The internet wasn't working. There was like everything that could go wrong was going wrong that day. Despite all of that, that brilliant boy scored 96%. And the world has taken that boy's opportunity away from him. And I don't know. I just don't know, how do you even begin to fill that? But like you said, if people can just apologize and, I don't know, like I said, make the resurrection also noisier and louder, I think it will help in some way.
One last thing I want to know from you is, how much has the jail term left a trauma on both the siblings?
I think it will take a lifetime to undo the damage that did. As two kids from a very loving, very wholesome family who have never seen this, anything like this, close to this, to be thrown into that world and still to hold yourself with dignity, come out, this and that. I mean, there's so much. I don't think that they've also processed right now, right? It's too much. It's too deep.
And they've
I don't.
discussed all that with y'all.
I mean, we have discussed it, but I don't think, like I said, I don't think that they can fully process it either right now, right? It's so much. It's how do you even come to terms with that? And my heart breaks for them that they had to go through this.
Nobody should, ever go through a situation like this. And once again, more power to you, more power to them. Thank you so much for talking to us.
Thank you for having me.